Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathon Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and reindeer, Elliott Markson.
Woo! Yeah, that is right. We are back, and we are just two dogs going woof, 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 woof at your local humane society telling you to adopt and don't shop. Isn't that right?
I like that one. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it had a good message.
Yeah.
Nobody needs those golden doodles anymore. Those things aren't doing anything for you.
I actually saw a theory today that golden doodles are like government plants.
Really?
Yeah. It's funny that you say that. You know how people believe that birds are like...
Yeah, like they're not real.
Yeah. Well, golden doodles are
So golden doodles also aren't real.
Yeah. Because they're like marketed as like the dog that everyone wants. You know, they're hypoallergenic. They don't bark. They don't shed. All these things.
Wow.
Now they're in your homes. So they're collecting your data.
That's starting to make a lot of sense.
Right.
Because they became trendy out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, over the pandemic and over the last few years, people have just been getting golden doodles, and it's just like, why? Somebody, maybe the big men upstairs in their government penthouses, have told us all a lie that golden doodles are what we need in our homes, and now they're infiltrating our personal lives and getting data that they wouldn't have had before.
I like that you really, really latched onto this as soon as I got started.
Yeah, you convinced me. I'm all in on this conspiracy theory.
I just got a phone call, but I denied it because this podcast is more important than whatever potential thing you wanted to talk to me about, Madre.
Yeah, we can't be picking up calls on this podcast.
Yeah. One of these days, we should just call in.
Yeah, find a way to have our many listeners call in to us, take some live calls. We're just sitting here in silence.
Waiting for our first caller.
Saddest podcast of all time. Well, while we're waiting for a caller, we're just... Never comes.
All right. I know it's time to talk about our weeks.
Yeah?
I feel like we both have the same thing on our minds.
Yeah, probably. Does it have anything to do with what you're wearing? How many podcasts have you been decked out in like full Vikings gear? I know it's the football season, but damn.
Two episodes.
Okay.
I wore a jersey once.
Yeah.
To proclaim that I do now enjoy football.
Woo.
And now I'm wearing this hat, this sweatshirt that I purchased at the game that we both attended on Saturday.
Yeah, we were both at the game on Saturday.
The two of us.
Not together. In separate seats.
Yeah, you were like really we in the same section, but you were like, oh my God, like sky high.
I was like 10 rows behind you.
You probably couldn't even seen the action.
Both great seats. We were right behind the end zone, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man, that was a fucking crazy game. If you don't watch football or give a shit about it, I'm sorry. We're not a sports podcast, but we love the Vikings. And this past weekend, they played on Saturday against the Indianapolis Colts. And what started as the bleakest, most depressing, saddest, worst game I've ever seen live in my entire life in the first half turned into the most electrifying, outrageous, and awesome comeback, the biggest comeback in the history of the NFL, and we were there to see it.
It was fucking incredible. I feel like I came in at a really good time, started enjoying football at the right time. I also want to say that I started watching week 3. It wasn't clear that the Vikings were a really solid team at that point.
Right, that's
true.
true.
I feel like I didn't just bandwagon. I live in this state.
Yeah.
I've been here long enough that I can claim, to support this team.
Yeah, I mean, you've been through some ups and downs already in your inaugural season as a true fan. And
watched the Eagles game.
Unfortunately.
Who else did we lose to?
Well, we've had a lot of ups
game?
This season,
yeah,
to be
plenty
fair.
Plenty ups, but oh my God. I don't know. I've been to so many different sporting events.
Yeah.
This absolutely takes the cake for the energy, the excitement, the depression, I feel didn't you text me during
I was like, what's wrong with our team? Are we seasonally depressed? I feel like that's an overrated thing that we don't think about is maybe these football players living in this tundra of a state have taken on seasonal depression. They're not playing very well because their brains aren't working, and not because of the CTE. It's because of the depression.
Yeah, it's the depression. Not at all. It has nothing to do with the constant head injuries.
Nothing to do with those helmet-to-helmet contact tackles that are just fucking laying people out.
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but we were in a great kind of crowd of people where we were all interacting with each other. The guys to our left, one was a Vikings fan, and he brought his Colts fan friend.
Nice.
And we're all giving him shit, but most of the time he's like giving us shit, because like Elliott mentioned, the first half it was 33-0.
33-0.
We were getting
Goose
fucking
egg.
smoked. There's this Colts fan kid in front of us, and I really had to bite my tongue sometimes because you don't want to be like super.
It was a kid?
Yeah, it was a kid.
Like how old?
Like 10 maybe. 10
Okay,
or 10
well,
or
I
12.
kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
I had to witness that.
But like I didn't want to like yell obscenities, but like there were certain points where like everyone's getting into it, like, yeah, I'm gonna yell "fuck you," Colts. We went with Ben and Kyle, and Ben was getting fairly aggressive.
Oh, I imagine.
It was just a good old time, and then once we started coming back, like you kind of get like that little glimmer of like the Minnesota hope, just for a brief second, like we'd score and like, oh man, we're staging a comeback, and then it just kept coming. Then it just kept coming.
I mean, I kept just like looking up at the clock, how much time is left, and then like mathematically in my head, I was like, it's possible.
Yeah.
And then we kept scoring, and I was like, it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and they just kept scoring, and the Colts just weren't doing anything really on offense, and we just took it to them with horrible, controversial, obscene refereeing during the game. 2 fumble returns for touchdowns were called back. A punt return that would have gotten us to like the 15, 10-yard line and some shit like that. That was taken back by a phantom face mask call.
There was just a lot of shit that's like, I remember like screaming at the top of my lungs at each of those events, and then feeling like an embarrassment because I've just like gone all out, and then now they've suddenly taken it back, and all the Colts fans, like the 45-year-old white woman above me and to my right is like, oh, go Colts, like making me feel like shit.
Like, fuck you, lady.
Yeah, you want to do that, but I didn't do that.
No, of course not.
I did feel bad. There was one point where everyone started, not me, I didn't have any beer, but people just started chucking beer cans. I feel like
it was like after one of those bad calls or something.
It was after the second fumble.
People started booing and losing their shit, and then they just started throwing beer cans on the fucking field.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'd never seen that at a game. Like
So like I can see how the emotion behind it is justified.
Right.
I would never do that, and I felt really bad. There's this kid next to us who was a Vikings fan who, while someone was throwing a beer can, he just got drenched in beer.
Oh, I bet.
Which is like not the kind of experience that you want to have when you're a kid.
Oh, honey, why is our 10-year-old coming home from the Vikings game reeking of beer? It's like, some
we won,
assholes were. We won. We got the W. That's all that matters.
But man, like I don't know about you, and I didn't have my Apple Watch on me, so I wasn't actively monitoring my heart rate.
Oh.
But I know Ben was like in the 140s.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I imagine I was higher. I've got a weak heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's no good.
No, I actually have supposedly the heart of an athlete, which doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So you, in another life, maybe you could have been on the field.
Yeah, I probably would have, been like an offensive lineman.
I could see it.
If I was I could bulk
You might
up.
need to be a little taller.
Really?
You're like what, 6'1"? 6?
That's very
You're 6 foot.
generous.
We've talked about this. You're 6 feet tall. Yeah, you're too short to be in lineman. You need to be like 6'4" and up. Also, you need to be like 3 bills.
3 bills?
3 bills. 3 Williams.
What is that? What is that? 300 pounds?
300 pounds.
Yeah, I could bulk up. Like that's the
yeah.
fucking easy part.
That's true. Well, you got okay. Yeah, no, you're right. The best part about these Vikings games though is the drunk fucks around you. So like we had this whole group of women behind us, and they were diehard Vikings fans. Like from the second they sat down, they were just talking like mad shit about the Colts, and they were just yelling at the refs the whole game. They'd say shit just like, "Hey, ref 33, you're a cocksucker!" And like the whole game, they're like, "Fuck you, I hope you get coal for Christmas." I don't know why I just dove into an Eastern accent there.
Were they Eastern?
No, they were from Minnesota.
Eastern America.
But clearly they were in the bag in terms of drinking, and they kept being like, "Man, I need a shot after this." I was like, I don't know if you need one, but sure. But they were crazy, and it added to the atmosphere, added to the experience, and it was a fucking blast, man.
Yeah, I just along the same lines, we had a dude in front of us who was just openly smoking a blunt.
I can't believe that. You sent that picture to me.
Yeah, he's on ESPN. He's just standing up like this.
He's got a blunt in his mouth. I was like, oh my God. Because during the game, I smelt weed.
Yeah,
and I was like, who? Like, does somebody reek of weed? Like, but it kept smelling it. It kept coming back. And I was like, who's smoking weed in the U.S. Bank Stadium right now? Apparently that guy.
That guy was literally right next to the Colts kid. I felt really bad for him.
I can't believe that guy has the fucking stones to light up a joint in U.S. Bank Stadium. That's crazy.
So, like, after the half, we met up in the little, like, I don't know, concourse area. And, towards the bottom of the stadium, get some food. And so Kyle and I each got a hot dog. And so we, like, went back to our seats. We're eating our hot dogs. And this dude turns around. He's like, you a glizzy gobbler. And he, like, starts giving me shit. I'm, like, starting to feel self-conscious. And I didn't really know how to react
to it.
What's a
glizzy gobbler?
Someone who eats glizzies, I guess.
Okay.
And, like, I'm just, like, kind of sitting there. And he's like... make me feel like a clown. And so I'm just like trying to offer him the hot dog just to see if he wants a bite. And he like just keeps making fun of me. He's like, well, you don't got no sauce on that glizzy. It can't be a real glizzy. I'm like, okay. Okay.
You glizzy gobbler.
But the best part was like he kept standing up and like directly blocking me and Ben. Because he's getting into it. He's standing on his seat.
Yeah,
He ended up on ESPN, like I said.
Hey, he did what he probably set out to do.
But the best part of that guy, he left with about, I don't know, 2 minutes left of overtime.
What? He left before we won the game?
Yeah, he left before we won the game. He like
he started to get paranoid. He's like, I got to get out of here.
He like shook all. He was with a guy, and he like shook all our hands and like great time, had a good time. He was a really cool dude.
Yeah.
But like, why would you leave when there's literally no more than 2 minutes left of the game?
He was that confident. He knew we were gonna win.
Yeah.
Or he had somewhere to be. Who knows?
I think he must have had somewhere to be, but. I miss you, whoever you are.
Whoever you are,
Thanks
man
for
smoking.
Making me feel bad about eating a hot dog.
Hell of a man. Hell of a guy.
You ever seen that meme where it's like, I was eating beans in a theater and someone turned around and yelled this N-word eating beans and
what?
You never seen that?
Nah.
That's how I felt.
Man. Speaking of doing drugs in US Bank Stadium, I was on the Vikings subreddit and one dude posted on there and he was like, hey, thinking about going to a Vikings game on shrooms. What do you guys think about this? And everyone's like, bad idea, guy. Don't do that.
Terrible idea.
Some people were like, well, it depends how much you're used to doing shrooms. If you do it all the time, you might be okay if you're used to that feeling and stuff. But the large crowd and like incredible noise from all around you is probably going to freak you out.
On psychedelics, and then you just hear this blaring horn like every 3 minutes.
Skull! Or like imagine tripping out on psychedelics and you just see the skull chant happening. You're probably like thinking that you just joined a cult or something and they're about to sacrifice somebody on the field.
Or imagine like you look up and like just snow falls and you're like indoors. Did you see that?
They have artificial snow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like Ben went to the game 2 weeks ago against the Jets, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, how did you like the snow? And he's like, I didn't see any. Well, it's because he was too fucking low to the ground.
They only do it up high?
Yeah. I mean, it starts up high and then...
I mean, I didn't see it on Saturday, but I just know that they do it.
Well, I saw it. I looked in the upper decks because probably where you were, really high up.
Yeah, really, really high up. 10 rows behind you.
12 rows.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, 12 rows.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right, 12.
But yeah, that was the greatest thing ever, and I wish I could replicate the feeling. I've watched the field goal clip that I took like 5 times a day since then. Just I miss it.
I mean, I'll be telling my children about that game. Yeah. I'll be like, I was at that game.
I'll be telling your children as well.
Yeah.
I was there too.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
We were all there.
You know who cannot say, hey, Elliott's kids, I was at that game?
Who?
Neil cannot say that.
You're such a jerk, dude. Megan was literally like, does Butts like know what he's doing? Like, because you kept posting in the chat like how good of a time you had, and Neil's like in the chat. He was the only one in the chat.
To an extent, I like to have fun that way. I have major FOMO too, so like I feel like I can kind of poke fun at other people's because I know how it feels.
Sure.
But we're all going to a game in January.
Yeah, we'll be going to that wild card round game as long as we don't, get the first seed, and then we're
somehow
fucked.
Fuck it up. The thing is, I'd get a refund, and then we could just buy more tickets.
You're right.
More tickets.
They'll be less expensive for the next round.
Yeah, definitely. No, the ticket prices are insane.
Fucking ridiculous.
But manageable. We made it happen.
We did it. You did it. God bless you.
What else did you have happen this week?
What happened to me this week besides the greatest day of my life?
Yes.
Nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I really did anything, man. I mean, Sunday was just kind of chill. I taught my alchemy class or my fitness that I teach on the side, and I just kind of relaxed, watched some football on Sunday because I can't get enough. I'm addicted. Yeah, man, I don't fucking know. I just kind of chilled. How about you?
Both my brothers and their families got in this weekend, which is fun.
Wow.
Went back to that Asia mall that we went to.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Emily and I went. This like Korean corn dog place was open. It's called Crunch Cheese.
Ooh.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah?
Hard to go wrong when you like fry cheese and, meat.
Yeah.
Hard to go wrong, but
Yeah, it's hard to fuck something like that up, fried meat and cheese.
but they have like this they have like a squid ink one.
Yeah, I think you told me about this on the last podcast.
Yeah, I didn't try it.
You didn't try it.
No.
So you
They were super busy and I didn't want to like order something and then be like, "Wow, this sucks." But next time.
You'd plan to go to this place and come back to us, me and all the unremarkables listening out there, with news of how this squid ink corn dog tasted, and you failed us all.
Did I commit to that?
You did.
Shit.
I don't know if you did for sure, but
Next time.
next time.
We'll
next
go
time.
right now.
I'll go with you next time, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd like to try the squid ink. How much could it make it worse? Like if it's not good, like come on. It's probably good.
I guess that's fair. Did I talk about my New York trip on this stupid fucking
No,
thing?
you did not.
The other biggest thing that I recently just bought flights to New York City
New York,
in February. Emily
Bronx.
and I are going. We're going to be going to
Big Apple.
we're going to a play. I literally always forget the name of the play because it's not one I'm familiar with. I think it's called like The Sign in Sidney Brunstein's Window, something like that, some shit like that. But it's starring Oscar Isaac, which I'm very excited about.
Sweet.
And Emily, it's like her hall pass, I guess you'd call it.
Her celebrity crush.
Yeah, I would.
It's her hall pass. Like if she.
Probably
Wait.
What? Wait, never mind.
So
I would not give the hall pass.
You
I would,
openly are taking your girlfriend to the same building that her hall pass is in.
Yeah.
I mean, if they hit it off afterwards, you have to step aside.
So that's the thing. Like, I think it'll be one thing for her to actually see him. Like, we're going to be in the second row. We're going to be very close to this man.
Sure.
It's a pretty small theater.
You'll be able to feel the sweat coming off his brow.
It'll be another thing if they meet.
They could.
She texted me. She's like, okay, so I'm still like processing this, but if like promise me this, if I meet him, please take a video because I probably won't remember a second of this.
She'll black out.
Yeah, I was like, sure.
Yeah, I get that. You kind of fangirl, you kind of freak out a little bit.
Who's your celebrity that like you would have that reaction to if you met?
Florence Pugh.
Really?
Yes.
You wouldn't like try to.
I would black out. I wouldn't be able to speak.
I feel like. Really?
She'd be breathtaking, I believe.
You wouldn't try to like,
What?
I don't know the words for this. Hit on her?
Hit. No.
Good. That was a test.
I would not hit on Florence Pugh. Are you kidding me?
Do you know?
Yeah, I love to face rejection every day.
You don't think you're good enough? What would that do to your ego?
If she rejects me, well, to be fair, I mean, I would be expecting to be rejected in that situation. There's no way I'd be able to hit it off with Florence Pugh. You think I'm as funny as Zach Braff?
I think you're funnier than Zach Braff.
Thanks, man.
They're also not together anymore, are they?
That's true. They are not.
Isn't Zach Braff like 40?
Yeah, dude, he's like super old.
Interesting.
Florence Pugh's like our age.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I feel like Zendaya would be pretty scary too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I could say a word to her.
I feel like Zendaya has more of like a harder to approach personality than Florence Pugh.
Oh, I was gonna say the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Zendaya seems like more mysterious. Nah,
Zendaya, like in all of her interviews, is so much nicer. Or like seems like very okay. They both seem very nice, but Zendaya seems like, oh, she's got Tom Holland too. What if he's around? He could kick my ass. I know he's short. We're about the same height.
You could probably kick Tom Holland's ass.
No way.
Yahweh.
No, that dude would fuck me up.
How?
Come on.
He's scrawny.
Come on, Tom Holland. He's jacked.
You're built.
As is he.
Do you think we could take them together?
Oh yeah.
All right.
If you're on my side, yeah, we could beat the shit out of Tom Holland.
We're
coming for you, Tom.
I'd flip sides. I'd be with Tom. Just beat the shit out of him.
You just help him kick the shit out of me.
That's a story. I would do that.
Yeah. Hey, I'd do that for the story. Let Tom Holland punch me.
I feel like the celebrity that I would black out for would like Gary Busey maybe.
Hey, no, I wouldn't black out for Gary Busey.
I just want I want to meet a celebrity because I feel like a lot of people know, like they all have like a story about, I saw so and so. I never have. I've never had that experience.
No, one time I saw like that. You know that dude who was in Scooby Doo who played Shaggy. That guy. So we were in California for some show choir trip in high school or whatever.
You saw Matthew Lillard?
He was doing an interview on the street for like some, I don't know what like media outlet was interviewing him for some movie he was doing.
Breitbart.
I don't know, but basically he was just on the street and we were like, there was a crowd around him and shit. So I saw him from afar, but it was basically like if you went to a concert and saw a celebrity that way. So I wouldn't count that. But that was the first like actor I'd seen like that close. Yeah.
You know who Bradley Whitford is, right?
No.
Yeah, you do. He was in West Wing.
Okay.
You probably know him from Get Out. He's the dad.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
Daniel and his now wife were on a trip in Italy.
Ooh.
And they were on a tour, or they're at like a tour of the Colosseum.
Wow.
And he was just there.
He was just there.
What are
the odds that you are in another country at the Colosseum, which is a very touristy place, and a celebrity is there? Whoa.
I feel like you're being facetious.
Well, I don't really know who that guy is. I probably wouldn't even recognize him if I saw him in real life.
He was trying to... you would probably tell.
Or you'd be like, I've seen that guy. I've seen him.
Well, in our family, we're huge West Wing fans. So, we've seen...
You're big West Wingers.
Huge West Winger. But he was trying to be discreet. He had almost like a fish bucket style hat on.
Like a bucket hat?
Yeah.
He was wearing a bucket hat.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
I have to look at the picture again. But I feel like he was kind of annoyed because some people were trying to ask for his autograph and shit.
Oh.
And so he's just kind of
so sorry you were in Rome and they kept asking you for autographs. That's so tough.
Well, here's the best part. So I think he was with his daughter, so he was just trying to
okay, I get that.
Himself.
That makes sense.
And he was kind of brushing other people off, but he talked to Daniel and his wife Jenny for well over an hour.
What? Why?
Because they were the two that weren't bothering him.
That's what you got to do. You got to just ignore them, and they play hard to get.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Why aren't you paying attention to me?"
Yeah. So they I was so fucking jealous. He texted us the next day and was like, "Hey, I just literally had a dream. I met with Bradley Whitford. We talked for an hour and a half." He told me towards the end of the tour, Bradley Whitford was talking about their dinner plans.
Yeah.
And I there was, I guess he could have maybe, invited himself.
He almost got invited.
I don't know. Who knows?
To dinner with Bradley Whitford?
I totally would have pushed for it. Being yeah, you want to do
Why
something?
not?
Let's go somewhere.
Why not try?
Right?
When's the next time you're going to see that guy? Never. You might as well be like, what are you doing tonight? You want to get some dinner? I know a nice spot. Maybe you can pay. He's got more money. Come on.
But I just want that sort of experience.
Yeah.
It'll probably never happen. But I'm getting as close as I can. I want to try to get tickets to the Colbert Show while we're...
Oh, yeah, I did that. It was cool.
Who are your celebrities?
Oh, yeah, we had crazy celebrities.
Didn't you have Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, he was one of them. So, if you don't know, you can, if you go to New York and, all those Tonight shows, Colbert, all those guys, you just have to go online and apply to get tickets. They're free, and you just have to basically be selected to go. So, me and my wife did this when we went to New York, last year, earlier this year, whatever. And we got to go to Colbert, and normally they just have one guest, right? They sometimes tape ahead so that they have multiple guests, and then they edit it down so it looks like multiple different interviews and different episodes, whatever. We had Keanu Reeves, we had Henry Cavill, and then we had, wait for it, Denzel Washington. I saw Denzel Washington.
I didn't know about Henry Cavill or Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
All I remember was Keanu Reeves. I'm so fucking jealous.
It was insane. Literally, when Denzel Washington came out, because it was a surprise, he didn't tell anyone who the guests were going to be. The only one we knew was Keanu Reeves. So then he was like, we don't normally do this. We've got a second guest. And then it was like, well, Henry Cavill. And then for Denzel, he's like, okay, this is very special, guys. We never do this. We've got a third guest for you guys.
That's fucking crazy.
And then he like named a bunch of accolades or whatever. And then he's like, Denzel Washington. And then everyone was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. They lost their fucking minds, including me. I was not expecting Denzel to walk out there. And he was insane. He was amazing. He had so much wisdom to give.
What is he doing these days?
I don't know. I think he was acting in something. He's obviously promoting something. It was a movie. I don't think I saw it, but yeah, I feel like at that point, like once you get that old, you're kind of flirting with retirement. Yeah. I know a lot of actors probably like struggle with it because it's just like, especially when you're that famous, it's like, oh, act in a movie and I get paid $1 million or whatever. Like, sure. Okay. Why not? But yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's doing as much anymore, but why should you? You're Denzel Washington.
The last thing I remember him in was Fences.
Yeah.
And that wasn't particularly good.
I didn't see it. I heard it was good. Wasn't it nominated for shit?
Yeah, I mean, shit gets nominated for shit all the time.
That's true. But yeah, that was cool. I guess I have seen celebrities. I don't know. I guess I have seen some.
I guess we can talk about this after. I really want tickets to it. I don't know how rigorous the selection process is.
I don't know. I don't know what you can do. I think you just have to.
Possible.
Yeah. It's just random, basically.
I'll probably get some shit. If we go, it'll probably be like shit celebrities. It'll be like, we brought James Corden on. I hate James Corden.
I know you didn't want to go to his show, so you came to this one. But
we brought him here.
Oh, man. Yeah. No, either way, it'll be a fun experience. It's really cool to see how they record shit, get to see behind the scenes and how it all works.
Do they say no to any potential like photo opportunities or meeting celebrities?
You don't get that opportunity. You're very separate. You're the crowd. They're up there, basically.
Up there?
On the stage.
Down there?
On the set.
Yes. Do they have a reverse stage where the audience is like on a decline and they're above you, so they make it clear,
Yes, it is very clear that they are famous and we are just peasants looking up at them, wishing we could get a taste of their lives.
I don't want to meet a celebrity. Eat the rich.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that was great. I think we should move on to search history. I mean, I feel like we just rambled for fucking 20 minutes or whatever it is.
Hey, 27 minutes.
Holy shit, was it really? Sorry.
This makes it okay that I didn't pick the best bizarre news.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Well, for search history, I'm going to go over what I searched this week.
That's weird.
I've stopped asking you.
You don't know what I searched this week?
And no one ever will.
I searched Stephen Colbert tickets February.
Okay. So, one thing I searched, and this was right before we hopped on. This one's so stupid. This is so stupid.
How is this any better than me not bringing
This will be quick. This will be quick, okay? Okay. Before today, I had no idea what you're supposed to do with batteries when they're dead. I had previously just thrown them away and just said like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if that was what you were supposed to do or if you were supposed to recycle them or if you're supposed to put them in an incinerator. I have no idea. But I looked up, how do you dispose of batteries? So, actually, apparently, single-use batteries can be thrown in the trash. They're actually now made of common materials, such as non-hazardous materials. Basically, you can throw them away totally fine in the trash, and they're good to be disposed of, except in the state of California.
That makes sense.
California, it's still illegal to throw away all types of batteries. Sucks for you out there in Cali. You guys have to deal with your batteries. You got to go bring them to a special spot or something.
How often do you use reusable single-use batteries?
Literally almost never at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now it's not even an issue because it's like... I mean, I feel like that's why I hadn't even run into that issue as much because how often do I use batteries? Almost never.
But when you're a kid, at least for me, it feels like it was a constant struggle for batteries.
Yeah, that's true.
You got all these gadgets,
you got all these controllers,
these
you got your Game Boy, you got everything. You got so much
stuff, like borrowing stuff. And then I remember I had this huge Nerf gun.
Yeah.
It was basically like a
it's like one of those cool machine gun ones
like
that had the batteries.
Giant machine gun that like you hold it in two places. It's got like this handle, and it uses like 8D batteries.
Oh my god.
It hardly ever works.
You were that kid in the Nerf war that just started fucking people up.
People? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would like stick like little pins through each
dart.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Were you a serial killer?
We played for keeps.
People leaving your house with fucking eye patches because they can't see.
Well, no, I
anymore.
didn't have a lot of friends, so I just played with all like
I just shot myself.
the barnyard cats.
Oh.
So weird joke.
I just played with squirrels outside.
I just shot them with steel-tipped darts.
Oh, man. Yeah,
no,
that's
I
pretty
didn't.
fucked
I
up.
didn't grow up on a farm.
I know you didn't.
But you know who did?
Who?
Our dear friend Neil.
That's right. Yep. Okay, so the other thing I searched this week.
What's up?
This might be too much information for everybody, but I searched, is it normal or is it weird for men to shave their chests?
That was not really what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
I can't really see your chest.
I did shave it, yes.
Really?
I wanted to see what it's like. So I have chest hair normally, and it is...
Wow.
Thank you.
Three
I hit
cheers.
puberty.
3 cheers
I did it.
This 26-year-old man with hair on his body.
I usually have chest hair, but it's not like full. It's not like super full. Like it's there and it like gets long, but it's not like cool looking. Like it's not like the sexy chest hair you think of. Like I don't have Bee Gees chest hair, you know?
I'm in the same boat. I basically like get chest hair like here.
Right.
And then that's that. It just
Yeah.
like, looks weird.
Like I feel like it looks ugly. I feel like I look stupid. Like I feel like I look like somebody who maybe could have chest hair, but they've just not developed enough. I look underdeveloped. But so I just wanted to see what it's like. I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna shave it. You know, maybe my wife will like it. Maybe I'll like it. I don't know. So I shaved it, and I feel like a swimmer. But I also kind of like it. I don't know. I might keep doing it.
What does Megan think?
She doesn't seem to care either way.
So what did your Googling tell you?
So
Was there something that you could have read that would have like discouraged
no, I
you from
haven't.
shaving?
No. I mean, I have an article I'm going to go over here, but no. I mean, when you first search it, all it says is like it's personal opinion, it's personal preference of if you want to do it or not. It's not weird. It's just kind of a thing that people do sometimes, and sometimes people don't. But I pulled up this great GQ article, and it says, "Should you shave your chest? 6 women answer." So in case you're wondering, these women, whoever they are, I don't know if they're anonymous or whoever they are. Yeah, it gives first name, last initial. So random people somehow made it to this GQ article.
Last 4 of their social?
Yeah, it's got that, but I'm not going to divulge that.
Nice.
I'm going to keep that under wraps. Mary C. says, "I like chest hair. It reminds me I'm not laying in bed with Justin Bieber.
What a weird thing to say.
But if it's all patchy or only hairy around the nipples, trim it down. Thanks, Mary C."
What a weird thing to say.
Also, like, I feel like a lot of women would like to be laying in bed with Justin
100%.
Bieber. I would give my left nut just to look like Justin Bieber.
Also, what like a weird, like almost, I don't know, sexist position? Like,
Wow.
like
Oh, I guess like I want a man. I don't want
a man, not a
pussy.
some fucking 15-time Grammy
Sure.
Award winning.
Again, it's personal preference. Mary C's got her own things she's into.
Fuck you, Mary C.
Ashley M. says, "I'd much rather see a little, or a lot, whatever, hair than feel a bunch of rough stubble." Okay.
So is that advocating for not?
Basically, she
So
said,
you get stubble when you do shave.
yeah, I mean, she'd rather have the hair than have stubble.
Okay.
I guess, according to Ashley M.
Better than Mary C. So nice
That's
job,
true.
Ashley.
That's true. Yeah, they're all kind of just depending on whatever. We don't have to go through all these anonymous women.
I was
but
going to
basically,
see how long you were going to ride.
I kept reading through them. I was like, you know what? That's pretty much as far as it needs to go. But yeah, basically, out there, if you've got chest hair and you don't like it, shave that shit. It's called manscaping. We got to do it. Do what makes you feel right. If you feel good, or if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you live good.
Speaking of which, I'm contemplating shaving down the beard.
Oh, really? I was just starting to grow mine out again.
Might be like an after New Year's decision.
Okay. We could do mustaches together.
Getting harder
How would
to
you like that?
That's the one thing that I like about it. I have like the weakest jawline known to man.
Yeah.
So the more hair on like the bottom half of my face, the better.
Sure.
So that's like one point towards keeping it.
I like the beard, but I mean, I always get bored with how I look. So I mean, that's why I always need to either grow it out, shave it, whatever. That's why I get so many tattoos. I just get so bored. You get that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just like certain times where I'm like, wow, that looks pretty good. And then
Sure.
if it's like, been a couple weeks since a trim, it's like, wow, that looks really unkept.
Yeah.
No matter how hard
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but you kind of look like shit today.
Thanks, man.
I was wondering if you were going through something.
All the time. Always going through something.
Always. Somebody's always going through something.
I don't want to be around anymore.
Oh my God, stop. Yo, like Megan's mom listens to this podcast. Shout out Jody. Podcast. She's listened to a lot of episodes. She goes up to Megan. She's like, "Is Butts depressed?"
Nice.
That's all I needed to say. I don't know if I was supposed to share that information.
Did she answer?
What?
Did she answer?
Megan was like, "I don't know, maybe." Aren't we all a little bit?
I said that exact same thing to what I just said. I said it to my brother yesterday. I was like, I don't want to be around anymore. And he's like, if you're in therapy, like, shouldn't you not be saying that? Like,
isn't that what it's for? What are you paying that person for?
Not be joking about that? I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to say stuff. Who knows?
It's fun.
I mean,
it's fun to say stuff.
I feel like when you do have depression, like you're allowed to make jokes.
Right. I feel like, yes.
I've earned it.
I feel like it's almost a necessity to make jokes about it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, including myself, possibly you as well, use humor as a defense mechanism. Use humor as a way to be okay with the things that are bad.
Yeah, and everything. Everything. I mean, everything is bad.
Are you okay?
Jody, let me take the mystery away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, it's A-okay. Everyone's got it at some point.
That's true, and we're a very mental health positive podcast.
Yeah, man.
If you're going through something, just know that we all love you. We're here for you. And if you need anything from us, just email us at impossibly@unremarkablepod.com. Thank you.
God, what a lot of power to have.
Yeah, the small amount that we have, we got to use it. Use it for good.
The future of your life lies in our inbox.
Okay. Do you want to get into bizarre news?
Sure. Yeah, hand me your phone.
Oh, that's right.
You always forget.
I know. There you are.
Thank you. Do you want like really fucked up or like weird? Really fucked up? I heard really fucked up. All right,
yeah,
cool.
Start with the really fucked up.
So, cookie options. Accept all? Do you want all the cookies? All right, you got all the cookies.
Yeah, give me all the cookies.
So in California, a man avoided jail time.
Arnold.
That wasn't even a good Arnold.
I know. Just go.
California.
This
is terrible. This man in California avoided jail time because he avoided jail time after stabbing a nursery pet tortoise.
What?
He was drunk. He stabbed a 70-year-old African sulcata named Michelangelo. This turtle was found bleeding after being stabbed with a 6-inch shard from a wooden garden gate post. A rake handle had been shoved between the animal's head and leg and shattered glass put on its back.
Dear God.
That's the turtle.
Is the turtle alive?
The turtle's alive. He had surgery.
Oh, thank God.
He's doing well. My first question is, how the fuck do you stab a turtle?
How do you make the decision to stab a turtle? Like, it's an awful thing to do, but how do you reach that point? This man clearly broke mentally, and he saw the opportunity and decided to take his anger out on a turtle, I guess.
He was really drunk,
sure.
Supposedly. I just logistically, how do you stab a turtle? Unless you're catching it in the underbelly.
Wait, let me see that picture again. Does he have a bandage on the top of its shell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He tried to stab it through the shell?
He didn't just try, he did it, it looks like.
That's insane.
How do you manage that? Moreover, why would you stab a turtle?
He must be strong.
The thing is older than you. The thing has seen 10 presidents.
Wise.
Why are you stabbing him?
More presidents than you've seen. You drunk?
But he pleaded no contest, so he's going to be on probation for two years. He's going to have some mandatory mental health and substance abuse treatment.
I hope so, yeah.
Which is good. He's also banned. This is kind of the weird thing. He cannot have animals for 10 years.
Oh my God.
What?
Well, I mean, that's good.
No, that's good. It makes sense. But what a weird sentence.
Yeah, like the judge is like,
2 years.
No
probation.
pets for you.
You cannot. You can't own a dog.
You can't have a dog, or a cat, or a hamster.
But who enforces that?
Especially not a turtle.
Does his probation officer come by and do a sweep for?
Yeah, I mean they must monitor him in some way, right? Any dogs around here? They just hear a wolf in the back. They're like, "Hey, What was that?
What
You
if
got a dog in here?
What if he gets like a goldfish? Is that like a violation of his probation?
That's true. Where's the line? Is a goldfish a pet? Is a rock a pet?
Who knows?
I don't know.
This California
Who
law
makes
is
these
quite
rules?
ambiguous.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would have put that guy in jail. Fuck it. Are you serious?
Yeah, I think we should probably be harsher to people that harm animals
Yeah.
because there's probably a reason that they think it's okay, you know?
Right.
And they're probably not going to stop at animals.
Honestly, hurting
I
animals is... What?
Just kidding.
Hurting animals is almost worse than hurting people. It's messed up.
Yeah, I know some people have the mentality like they think it's weird if you think animals are better than people.
But like, think about this. Would you rather watch somebody punch a dog or punch a person?
It just makes me
It's
like
person. I'd rather watch them punch a
the mental
person.
image of someone punching a dog.
Well, I'm
makes
just
me
saying.
Quite sad.
I would rather watch somebody punch a person than punch a dog.
Absolutely.
I care about the dog way more.
Animals are by and large quite innocent, whereas humans
Right.
are awful,
Like,
terrible.
I don't know.
nasty,
Maybe that guy
brutish
who got
creatures.
punched, maybe he deserved it.
Maybe he
The
deserved
turtle? That turtle did nothing.
Yeah, can you just like imagine like being 70? Like just imagine you're a 70-year-old human. You're just minding your business and then someone just fucking stabs you for no reason. Doesn't make
Be
a whole
like,
lot of sense.
Jesus, I'm too old for this.
But Michelangelo, we are praying for your
Thank
quick
God.
and speedy return.
Thank God that you're still alive, Michelangelo. We hope and pray, sending those thoughts and those prayers all the way to you out in California, hoping for a speedy, ironically speedy recovery since he is a turtle. Hopefully the recovery is not as slow as you walk.
You're butchering it, man. You're starting from the California bit. It's not working.
Oh, come on.
Here is my second article, and
Yep.
this article is thematic. It
Okay.
aligns with where we are in the season.
Nice.
Did you know that inflation, while it's wide-reaching, it affects many, many things?
Many people.
The price of your gas, the price of your television. Actually, televisions are kind of inverse inflation. They're
Oh, really?
getting cheaper.
Oh, get your TVs while you can.
That was all I had to say.
Okay, cool. Sick.
No, apparently inflation has impacted the Santa industry.
No.
Yes.
Not Santa.
Yes.
Wait, what do you
Santa.
like mall Santas?
Yeah, so like anytime someone needs to hire a Santa for an event, whether it's like a mall event or like a weird corporate gathering, any which way,
Yeah.
usually there's like an industry behind that.
Right.
You know, there's agencies, there's
Sure.
firms, whatnot.
Someone's got to pay Santa.
So there's this company called HireSanta.com
Mm-hmm.
where you can hire Santas. Pretty self-explanatory.
Sounds like it. Yep.
This guy here is saying that their company has seen a 125% increase in demand for Santa
Whoa.
compared to seasons prior to the pandemic.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Does it make sense though?
Sure.
Why?
People need to believe in something.
So they're like, let's hire a man to pretend to be something
Yep.
in mass. And so, I work in hiring. I felt the effects. I'm sure you're aware of, just how hard it is nowadays to
Yep.
hire people. Less people want to work. It's A-okay.
Sure.
But that's impacted the Secret Santa industry, which is crazy to me because, like, if you were at the point where you were A-okay with being Santa,
Yeah.
what has changed in the last few years?
You're right.
Maybe you're, weary of, being around people. I understand that.
Sure.
I understand the, the long-term impact of COVID.
Yeah.
But if you were a weirdo 4 years ago who wanted to dress up as Santa, you're probably still a weirdo who wants to dress up as Santa today. So what happened?
I mean, maybe they just got fed up. It's not an easy gig being Santa. You have to sit and pretend to like all these kids and lie to their faces about bringing them gifts. Sorry, spoiler alert for anybody who is listening. But if you still believe in Santa, there's some believers out there, I'm sure. But
We need to be careful. I have a family friend who listens to this in the car with her daughter. So
Oh my God, we should have put a warning. Too late.
Santa's real. I'll text her. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, but it's not an easy gig being Santa, dude. He's got a lot to do. He's got a lot of kids to please. I can't imagine that's got to be a high pressure job.
Yeah, but part of the impact is more people want Santa and there are less Santas. According to the president of the International Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas, or IBRBS for short.
RBS. An acronym I had no idea existed before this.
It sounds like, it just sounds like IBS. It just sounds like a
It does sound
IBS. But they're a real organization. They're the world's largest organization of professional Santas, Mrs. Clauses, and associates.
Wow.
Some elves and sorts.
Sure.
their membership has plummeted from 2,000 to 1,400 since 2020.
Oh my God, that's tough.
So you're seeing a lot, and this is now it's coming to mind the more I read this. I think a good chunk of the Santas might have just died.
They all died from COVID?
So think of it. You're older. Your main income is you're being Santa.
Yeah.
Santa's, on the plumper side. Santa's older.
Or maybe the belief in Santa has dwindled down, and the belief is what was keeping them alive.
It could be. We could have the Santa Claus on our hands.
Could be a Santa Claus situation. We don't know.
Wait, was the Santa Claus like one of the themes is that they need more people to believe? Is that
Yeah. I think so. I don't know.
I know. Tim
I
Allen's
think
a
you might be
weird
thinking
guy.
of Elf with the sleigh, where it only flies if they believe, that kind of shit.
Oh, that's true.
The Santa Claus is where he dies, and then whoever kills Santa gets to take his place.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if that information got out to the public? People would be trying to kill Santa left and right.
Santa would be.
They'd be like, I need to get out of my 9 to 5.
Be slaughtered on the daily.
He only works one day a year.
Yeah, but it's like a long day.
Yeah, but like, did you see the house he's got up in the North Pole?
I would not.
He's got elves giving him hot
Pole.
chocolate whenever he needs it.
All right, I think Elliott still believes. I think that's what I'm learning.
I mean, he's got a good gig. I just said it's hard, but the real Santa, no, the mall Santa is a tough gig.
That is
real
a tough gig.
Santa. That guy just hangs out. Of course, he's real. He hangs out and drinks hot chocolate. Just oversees his elves who probably don't get enough breaks. And well, I mean, come on. The working conditions clearly aren't that great. I don't know. But he just gets to sit up in his ivory tower and just...
Maybe we need to pivot because this has turned into somehow an anti-Santa rant.
I don't know what happened.
Very reactionary.
It got away from me really fast.
Yeah, it did. Those are the articles I had to share.
Cool.
Which did you like better, the tortoise stab or the Santa deaths? Should I join the
I was going to say, actually,
BRS?
you would make a great Santa.
You think so?
I think if you dyed the beard white, you would be great Santa, and I would be an excellent elf.
I feel like I need to probably I know I have in the last couple months, but I should probably put on more weight if I'm going to be Santa.
Yeah. I mean, you got to put on like 40 pounds at least. 50, 60, 70. I don't know. There's no limit.
Let's pray that doesn't happen.
Let's get to 3 bills.
All right, I think it's time for question of the day.
Question of the day.
How come my intro is never good enough for you?
I don't know, man. All right.
You didn't even deny it.
No, yours are great. I just like the... Okay. Question of the day. What's a skill that you don't currently have that you wish that you had right now? What would that skill be? If you could make a wish right now, just throw something up into the universe and gain a skill that you don't currently have, what skill would you want?
Finance management.
Jesus, you're so boring. Finance management? What finances are you managing?
Every few weeks, I'm like, man, I need to spend less money. I need to be better.
I need to save.
I impulse buy Vikings tickets.
Nobody even asked for them. We just got a text today, and you were just like, "Merry Christmas."
Yeah. I mean, I really get joy out of gift giving. I love giving gifts, and I had to one up you. So
okay, it was incredible. It was amazing. Seriously, financial planning or being able to handle your finances is the skill you'd want?
A more fun skill. I would love to be able to play the piano.
Oh,
I bought myself a keyboard. Nothing crazy a couple of years back.
Sure.
And I really gave it a shot, but I it's the same way when I've tried to play drums. I just cannot do I can't.
It's really hard.
Two-handed.
Doing the right and the left.
Yeah. Doing
Piano's
different
tough.
things. Yeah.
No, I went through the same thing. I bought a piano. I dinked around with it for a while.
Are we the same person?
I learned how to play Redbone.
Really?
That like do. That one. I could play that. But it's really hard to play like a full song, It's fun to just kind of dick around with it, but
do you think it's something that you can train someone to be able to use both hands doing different keys, or is it just something you're kind of born with?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think you can learn it. I mean, I think anyone has the potential to learn it. You just kind of have to put in the time. That's another thing. I don't have that much time. I just kind of have a lot of other things I want to do. And learning the piano is tough. It takes a lot of commitment, takes a lot of time out of your day. And yeah, it's hard. It is not easy. And doing it by yourself is also extremely difficult. I tried to go the whole YouTube route.
Yeah.
Really tough.
Yeah, I used apps. I watched videos, and
Yeah.
I learned how to play Runaway.
Sick.
But just that.
That one key, just the first key
Yeah.
of who he should not be named.
Yeah, we don't talk about him anymore.
We're done. We're done with that.
But I learned, quote unquote, how to play that. Some like the opening to Sober.
Nice.
Again, just like a one key.
The ones that just have one note at the beginning, those are really easy.
easy.
Super easy.
When the song expands a bit and there's more than one.
Right.
note.
Once you actually have to
It's like, whoa, okay.
engage two hands and have a full melody going, it's tough.
But that would be something I would love to get into. Probably never will.
Musical skills are very cool, But what I would want to do is I would want to know how to paint.
You can
really well. Be really good at art.
I feel like you'd be surprised at how good you can be. Have you ever seen the product of, sometimes people go out and they do a painting class?
Yeah, I've seen it.
A one night thing.
Sure.
My mom went and did that. She's by no means an artist, but her the finished product was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
All things considered.
Megan's done that too, where you go to the painting class, you come back, and you got a good piece of art, right? Comparatively to what you thought you were able to obtain, but
yeah,
they kind of guide you through it. But I would want to be able to just think of something or just see an image and then just be able to create it, or be able to take something out of my noggin here, this little noodle, and just kind of put something on a canvas and just make a beautiful piece of art. I can't do that. I'm really bad at drawing. It's maybe the worst creative skill that I have.
we should draw together on one of these episodes.
Draw me.
I'm in the same bucket. I've tried to dabble here and there, especially growing up trying to get into it, but it's just never something I've had.
Dude, art's just so sick. I would trade any skill. I'm pretty good at singing, whatever. I would trade that in a heartbeat.
All right, let's dial it back a bit.
Fine. I'm an okay singer.
There we go.
But I would trade that in a second to be an okay artist.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many people that can sing pretty well.
Right.
It's not really that hard to get into.
Right.
Unless you're really, really dicked down by however you were born, whatever
Sure.
your voice sounds like. Some people just can't do it. But art, much harder to be good at. Takes a lot of effort.
Oh, I know. And it's just way more impressive. And it's visual, man. It's visual. When you can create a cool visual, that's just on another level.
So let's
it's
say
amazing.
Tomorrow you gain the ability to paint or draw really well.
Yes.
What are you making? What are you painting?
Oh, my God. Oh.
What's your style?
boy.
You look like an abstract guy to me.
I feel like I could dabble in some abstract.
You look like the kind of guy that would go to a painting that has 3 squares and a triangle, and you'd be able to what, this means something to me.
I'm that guy in the art museum who just goes and looks at a painting for 25 minutes, staring at it with his arms crossed, and then just goes, And in my head, I'm thinking, this is some sort of social commentary on how the political spectrum isn't quite what it seems.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Very detailed.
I just spouted that out of nowhere. But
seemed prepared.
I feel like I would dabble in abstract, but also having some realism in there with some cool realistic looking shit. Plants are cool.
Plants are.
I love a good leaf.
Why don't you get started? Just start drawing plants.
Yeah, you're right.
What happens?
I'll just start.
Because that's something that you can become good at. You just need to put in this weird thing called effort.
So that's really the lesson here today, guys. Anyone watching, listening, you can do anything. You can be anything. You just have to work at it.
Have you seen that Key and Peele sketch? Sketch.
It's a sketch, yeah.
Where Jordan Peele is playing a basketball player giving a end game interview, and he's talking to the kids. You know how they're kids believe in yourselves, and he goes on this rant, and eventually tells them, kids, you can do anything. You can turn into a car. Get on a highway.
Yeah.
Run onto the highway. You can become a car. You can literally become a car. And they're the next scene is it's a after the next day interview where he's apologizing to the families of 7 kids who died. That's what I kind of felt like you're going towards.
Yeah,
you can do anything.
You can do anything you want, except if you don't have the ability at all.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, we're out of time. I'm glad that we ended on such a high note.
Yeah, such a positive note. We're such positive people
Any
here.
closing thoughts, as you're so
Yeah,
often?
as you play me out, I'm gonna give us some closing thoughts. Make sure that you're just following your dreams, and don't stab turtles. Don't do it. Don't hurt animals. Also, if you have ever wanted to become a mall Santa, there's a shortage, so that's a hole in the market right now. You could just kind of dive right in there and become a Santa. Do it.
Agreed.